So tonight, before the room, I thought I'd go over the Geshe Sopa Rinpoche's Lama Yeshe teacher, my teacher, Lama Yeshe teacher from Tibet. And then later, here I receiving the teachings from him, Umukamurasa, Madhema teachings, then such teaching, maybe half, or then Tangalay Singbo, then the Lamri Chemo, the Haktom, so receiving the teachings from Geshe Sopa Rinpoche in America, as well outstanding teacher, well known in the Sarah Garden Devum, the all the 6 monasteries. So that who received the special transmission, special way of teaching philosophy, very clear. From this ex-Gadantiba Zangba, I forgot the name, in Tibet, very famous, very famous, extremely learned, top. So his way of teaching philosophy is so clear. So Geshe Sopa Rinpoche and his disciples received. So as regard to very special teachings received from Geshe Sopa and many others, outstanding teacher, extremely qualified. So the Zangba Khazar Sundu. All the Kata Zangba Chisu Grachumati. Zangba Chisu Grachumati Kata. Chamba? Chamba Tundru. Where? Tundru. Yeah. So, again, Sopa Rinpoche and many others who received teachings from him of philosophy. So this has special, clear way of teaching. So. Then we had also very educated in the philosophy. Ken Losang, he was my friend before he became abbot. We talked a long time. After 2 o'clock, night time, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, etc. Not in Tibet, here, South India. He came from Tibet much late, as very educated. So Panna Vatika, Samanamta, Panna Vatika is very famous, very top learned education. So in the Devum, there's one Geshe in Devum, Geshe Tabge. So those two are supposed to be expert in South India, in the Panavatika, Samanamta. So kind of known. And so he was very expert in the Madhamika and the Abhisamaka, the Genlasang. We spent much time before he became abbot. So most talks about how much he suffered in Tibet after Mao Zedong took over Tibet. And so he was a prisoner for a long time and all that. So sometimes the debate, most time is a story in Tibet, and so that. So then our Gabon monks who studied Gabon then went to Sarah to study, and many of them, the earlier ones, became his disciple, Genlo Sang's disciple. So they started very young time, so they became Geshe while they're young. So in Taiwan, because the body is young, so they don't have Lego, they don't have a head. Look at the hair's gone out.
Bald head.
Bald head, that's right. They didn't have bald head, and they don't have big stomach. How generally, old monk, they have a bald head and stomach. And so in Taiwan, the people say they find it difficult to have faith in the young monks. But even though in Dharma they're expert, they receive teaching, they study philosophy from Gyalpo Sang. So one thing is this. Yes, the earlier ones, also Geshe Chunyi, the abbot of, present abbot of Kapan, the resident teacher at Singapore ABC, and then Jamyang, who died in Taiwan, was very good in philosophy, and also studied astrology and South India, and it's very good in the grammar, poetry. The grammar. Anyway, but unfortunately, passed away in Taiwan. Some obstacle happened, and he was alone at the center. Nobody else was at the center. He was alone. He lives alone. So something happened. I don't know what. Spiritual or something. They had to fight. The spirit came to say, "I control the world," and says blah blah blah. So he didn't agree, and they had to fight. So there's something. Then he stayed 1 week or something in the bathroom. So then he brought glasses. Then he jumped. Didn't break much. He jumped. The tiny blood came out somewhere in the ear or something. So took a long time because nobody can touch until police comes. Nobody can touch. So I think it took a long time. So neighbors saw. And then took a half hour, 1 hour, something. So it took a long time. Then police came. So he was taken to hospital. Then on the way, what people believe is that he passed away on the way. So he arrived in the hospital. In the car, or he was believed dead. And maybe in the hospital or something. Then he transferred to nun came. Her name is Chimiru. Chendzerong. Her name is Chendzerong. So nun who've been translating for him for quite a number of years. Then she came, she called, Geshe, Geshe, Geshe. Then he opened the eye. He was believed dead. He was, but then nothing moves, function. Then he opened the eye. When it's Geshe called Geshe, Geshe, open the eye. And then that's it, finish it. So, then were asked as soon as to check his reincarnation. And then as soon as says he's a good monk. He's a good monk. And said reincarnated. Then he soon as recognized the one from Surkumbu, studying LZR. So he appears normally like a great meditator. It looks different than other couple monks in Taiwan. And I think the rest busy, the Kasuri making all the vases and, working together. But he does things, checking things on the question. He wrapped around, his head is wrapped around with Zen, this Zen, wrapped around, sit in chair. And I think he does observation. Probably, I think probably, maybe he could recognize clearly the extremely subtle mind, I think my guess. So I think maybe he's giving answer through the clear light. I think with the tantric realization. So he stays like this, and that's not just sleeping, it's not reason to wrap around his head. So that, I think, that's my guess. So he give very detailed answer when somebody asks questions, very detailed answer. So it's not just astrology. He says astrology, but I don't think it's not just astrology, I think. So anyway, he and also the other Lama Yeshe, their body is small, but they don't have bald head or big stomach. Then, they don't have that. So the education is very good from studying Geshe Sopa. So people in Taiwan, they find difficult to trust. They find difficult to have faith because the body is young, very young. No bald head, no big stomach. So then the people in Taiwan, they believe the monks who have a little bit old, big belly, bald head, even the Dharmas, even Dharmas not much, Dharma, example, as long as the body outside is like that, and then there's more faith in Taiwan. And people told me, people told me so this one Losang Sherab, they're all the same Geshe Losang's disciple. So when he was teaching the Kapon philosophy, debate, you see the classes, when he was teaching, there are many teachers at Kapon, learned. But his way of teaching is very clear. The Kapon or those who served for me, they attended. So they told me that his way of teaching is very clear. So for the common monks, so that was lineage from the they received from the Geshe Sopa, who was a disciple of the famous Geshe Sopa was a disciple, but the famous maybe I don't know what he received directly from the famous Gatan Cheba, this Zangba Gen Luru Lo La Sundu so like that. Even Kappan like that, when they teach philosophy, different technique. I mean, how is that clear? More clear, more easy to understand. Like that is a way of teaching. So anyway, the Genlo Sang, he told me before he was abbot. Oh, he was abbot already? I'm not sure. I think maybe before he was abbot. So he told me that if I receive Bodhicharya Avatar commentary from Geshe Sopa, which lineage came from the famous Gadantiba, then he would like to take from me the commentary of the Bodhicharya Avatar, the lineage. I didn't receive complete teaching from Geshe Sopa about Bodhicharya Avatar, some part patience or some part, not all. So, yeah, so that's what Geshe Sopa mentioned to me, that if I receive complete, then he would like to take. I think maybe that was before abbot, I think. So since become abbot, we didn't meet much. Yeah. He's very busy, and so anyway, so probably he had, I don't know, 1,000 disciples, or he met many Inca lamas, very learned, and many cases were learned, so that. Okay, so so the Catholic, Geshe Sopa Rinpoche said this about the will of life, teachings on the description of the will of life. So the teaching, that he gave this teaching many years in Switzerland. There was a gathering, and the learned ones invited there to give talk. Learned ones from different college, organized by the religious office, Lama Yeshe from Dharamsala. Oh, so maybe I go through that. So you get, I think, I don't know how many people really study well the will of life. I'm not sure. Yeah. So my plans somewhere there, that side, I think, empty place, to have a large will of life with painting, then backside light. Painting the backside light, then it's very, very big one, which shows Four Noble Truth. Then you see, well, it might come later, but usually it should have Four Noble Truth, but many will of life come from Nepal. Into Nepal, those artists who don't know the teachings of Four Noble Truth that it shows true suffering and true cause of suffering, and true cessation of suffering and true path. So that's basic subject, what it shows. So if you are suffering, then how to be free from samsara, it shows. You exercise true path, then you can exercise the true cessation of suffering. The Buddha standing, Buddha pointed out to handle this. So here's the moon, circle. So Buddha pointed out to the other side, the true path, where the one stanza, attempt and renounce to. There's a verse up there, so then those two are true truth, true path, and this Buddha pointed out, then there's if you exercise true path, then you achieve true cessation of suffering. So this moon, the Buddha has pointed out like that. But it's so many will of life missing, don't have the true path. And so instead of true path, they draw the Pure Land. They draw the Amitabha Pure Land, like that. So the main thing in the Buddhism, Four Noble Truth, basic teaching of the Four Noble Truth is missing. There, true truth is there, but true path is mostly missing. You know that because the artists, most of the artists didn't study basic Dharma, so I think due to that, they just copy what somebody drew, just taught that. Somebody who also maybe doesn't know much, so I think it's something like that. So also, some whole of life didn't have the Buddha point out the true cessation of suffering, the sinner part of the moon is not there. So true truth is missing. So most of the Sanghas don't have true path. The real method that makes you free from samsara is missing. So you see the real subject, the basis of the Mahayana Sutra, Mahayana Tantra, is missing. So the true path is missing, most of Tangas. So like that. Yes. The getting reborn in the Pure Land is not the main subject, it's the true path. True, but what Buddha taught in the Sarnath, first Vulcan Dharma, the main subject. So, yeah, that's a very important subject of Buddhism. How you can be free from death. Only Buddhism talks about that. How you can be free from death. If you are suffering by death, how you can be free. Death from old age, sickness, rebirth. Very important subject. You see, and the world people don't want to suffer. But they don't know what to do. They just go to makeup shops and spend a lot of money like Michael Jackson. When so many times to fix his face. He's not that old, but I don't know, he goes many times to fix his face. I think many face, I think. It's very but he's not that old. Just depends his wish. But anyway, so people don't like suffering, but suffering, pain, these things they don't like, but they don't know the truth. They don't happen with Dharma. They happen with Dharma, so they don't know. So they don't know that there is true path. that is a way to actualize. You know, you listen, because Buddha's teaching has the benefit. The basic Buddha's teaching, fundamental Buddha's teaching, has benefit. So they don't know. They haven't met, they don't know. So they don't look for Buddha's teaching. And it's about karma, you know, somebody can meet but generally not. So see, they don't know benefits. So they don't have particular understand Buddha's teachings. So it's so sad. So they go to make a shop, some of those changing the pottery or somebody. I mean, whatever they can do to young and all that. But I mean, you have to do again because the physically gradually, you know, even though you fix, it doesn't look good. In my view, even though they went to make up shops and fix, but if something pulled off or something, you know, didn't look good. It's not natural. Didn't look good. This is my view. I mean, there's no. I mean, spread out the skin so no wrinkles and anyway. So, but you know, they don't know true path. There's a true path. Can actualize. You see, and then you can introduce. No idea. So how ignorant that is. You know, same as the fly get in the pot, and the clay pot, and then there's right there, a big hole to come out, but can't see that. Goes in. There's a kind of smell to that. We think that a fly is so ignorant. This big hole can come out, but does not see. So that's amazing. So, okay. I don't know what. So that's the big one. So it's. So Buddha explained. Then after Buddha explained, then outside the monastery to draw this. Then when the people come to see the monastery, you know, to pray, to offerings, I mean whatever. So come to see the monastery. Then there's a monk always, give the job to explain to people about the rule of life outside. You see? So when they come to the monastery, they get the whole idea. They got the basic idea of why you become monk. Why you become monk. Everything now there's none. So, you see, you get the whole idea. Why monastery? Why there should have monastery? Why there's a monk? What the life change? I mean, why they have to become a monk? And what is the benefit of that? So you get the whole idea there. From rule of life, somebody explain, get the whole idea. You see, get the, general basic idea. Oh, so God, then when you start the philosophy, then unbelievable details. So that's why the rule of life, always monasteries have. Usually so they know that the rule of life should draw outside the monastery, near the draw. And there are other drawings, but the rule of life is one. So like that, you see, gives a need to practice. At least even you don't become a monk, but at least you need to practice Dharma. So from that you get the idea why Dharma is the most important than anything else. in their life. So from where you get all the happiness. So so that so Geshe said here. Okay, so okay, to achieve enlightenment, to free the numberless sentient beings from the oceans of samsara, and to bring to Buddhahood. That's possible. Okay, yeah, who wasn't listening to teaching. Okay, so so Geshe says that. I don't have beginning part. I don't have very, very beginning. Actually, it says, so if it's correctly done, the painting, as it is explained, the teaching, then you see somebody who knows about it, then you can explain the people who own that painting. And so you can explain, somebody who knows can explain to those people who have that painting in the house or who own that painting. So you see, then the Four Noble Truths then get clear. So it really gives happiness, that your life has a freedom, that your life has otherwise you see, otherwise your life, no matter how much you suffer, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You have no idea. So that's why so many people in the West, depression, millions and millions of people in so much depression, is also like that. So many people commit suicide because they don't know what's the meaning of life. What's the meaning of life? So many of them commit suicide. And then that's where the armies, American armies, went to South Arab or the Saudi Arabia and those countries for war, and they're so unbelievable lives. So many of the people get killed, and then other people get killed, bombed. So we see after all that, even they're alive, even they become alive, then you see they come back to America. Then their mind is so much suffering. Those who survived, they come to America. Then their mind is not like before. Their mind is very much sort of like life has no meaning. This is the life is no meaning. And the mind is how to say, mind is not like before. Like mind is kind of fundamental sickness also say. They are not like before. Before they went for war, not like that. Stable or realized was stable, not that. Very much a disturbed mind, and no meaning, zero. Very disturbed mind. So then the American government is to use mindfulness meditation to the armies who come back from South Arabia or those countries. Then that helps to a little bit to calm down the mind. So that's the meditation, mindfulness meditation is used. So if found beneficial, is used for the army who come back to country settlement to quiet. So there's one army. He was not in the fight, but he is a very high technology. In the army there, but work as a technology in the computer or something, not in the actual sort of fight, not so much mainly technology of computer during the war, and so because he was taught. So they came back to America and they were taught mindfulness. So because of that, then he checked where to go. He checked the army. Checked where to go. So he checked Nepal. Then he said, retreat place. Then he found it in the computer or the website or what? What do you call it? Huh? What? The Google, I think. Anyway, this army checked because they were taught mindfulness. So he checked. Then he checked Nepal, and then Nepal, it says, replace louder. Replace louder, it says. Then, before louder, I met him, I think he was Bodh Gaya route, working in the office. And then I met him. He was up there louder when I went up there, because I heard the story. So I called him in the cave. And I asked him questions, but he doesn't talk much. He's a person who's quiet, doesn't talk much. So I asked the questions and he explained this thing. He explained it. So he was allowed to, during the time I was there. Then he had to go back to route again to continue to work in the office. So I don't know where he's. He's American. He was in America, but I don't know exactly where he is now. And there was, I think, they're going to put a pipe from Canada to bring what? Water? To America, and so what do you call it? Red Indian, or how to say? Native Americans. So I think 300 or 3,000 or something gathered there to protest not to put the pipe, to not destroy the land. I heard this student, this army, went there to help for this case to not happen. So So, I don't know. Because mindfulness, you don't think past, you don't think future. You see, this basic thing on it now. So that's usually. So I think that when you do that, then your mind becomes more peaceful. It's something, I think might be something that. So Geshe says here, so I'm going to explain a little bit the structure of the wheel of life, how to draw, meaning and how to draw. So usually when Geshe gives Lamrim teachings, even just myself alone there, but Geshe says, at the beginning he says, oh, he forgot, remember, I forgot. So show the humbleness. There's I know, like in the West we have to show that you're the best one, and like that. But even myself alone, but now a long time ago I forgot, that at the beginning, the humbleness, so learned one showing humbleness. That's the quality of learned one. Don't show pride. Oh, I know this. Humbleness. This. So Geshe seems many times maybe that's like this at the beginning. You see, because even there was one of myself. As a Tibetan word, King Jungba. So that's. Lama Yeshe, on the table, there's a notebook at a couple in his room. So after I came back, in the notebook says, the quality of learned one is a humbleness. This is a humbleness, quality of learned one. Is written there. So that. And then Lama wrote, Shantideva, when he passed away, he meditated 1 year. He was in meditation 1 year when he passed away. He was in meditation, his mind in meditation, the death time, 1 year. That was written. So Lama's plan was to meditate 1 year. He didn't tell me precisely. He didn't tell me. I was there. But he kept on telling to Pero, Claudio is the friend, Pero, Claudio, and Stefano, the other one, their friend, Stefano, I think Chambachuji, Spanish, nun who met the Lauda Lama, this book, Chambachuji and maybe Jackie, the secretary, the American secretary, Jackie. So Lama told them that he would meditate for 1 year. If all the students gathered in the one house, and do Bodhisattva 1 year. All the students gather in one house. So even didn't say where, but one place, everybody, all the students gather, do Bodhisattva 1 year. Then he will stay, when he passes, stay in meditation 1 year. So Lama told them a few times. And Lama checked Dharmasala to see that there are many high lamas, many great lamas in Tibet. How they passed away. Yeah, he checked the books, the Dharma books there. The lamas, many great lamas, who benefit from the sentient beings teaching Buddha. So they see how they passed away. They explained their teaching. So the Lama checked. He went through the books. So Kasure. And then Kasure, went to ask His Holiness whether to do operation or not. Because in Nepal, the doctor says too old, their heart. So I think we didn't want to do operation or something like that. So asked His Holiness, and then His Holiness said yes, and then try or something. Then went to America. Time before that, one Lama was there before. Probably, maybe when he was teaching in the university that time, I'm not sure. Bought a house. It is more or less what Lama liked to have. So the house right on the beach. So the sitting room, it's all with glasses around. So you see the whole ocean, only ocean, no mountain. No mountain, so only ocean. It's supposed to be a mountain, was protection for the house, but it's the only ocean. So this, of course, for general Western people or people, it's of course that's what they would like to have. So, without not only Chinese, but it's Tibetans. They have all those similar, all those old people who build many monasteries or carpenters or yes, they know the kind of basic feng shui. They can only by year to year they learned, so that house was all that. On the beach, no mountain, backside. The front door facing to the road, and it is up, it goes up. Then the house, big building, in the front. So that you see, and then there's kitchen and where you make party or something, room separate. Also outside boundary, something like that. So the idea was to go to teach Dharma around the world and to come back for 6 months to do retreat or do rest. That was Lama's idea. But you see, so Lama paid some money on the government's bank and Swiss, but my members have to supposed to pay the whole thing, and so so the one old student called Karuna, and his parents are wealthy, so borrowed money from that family, and I think bought something, I don't know, yeah, something that. Anyway, borrowed money from bank. I borrowed money from bank, so I don't know what the Karuna's parents to do. They borrowed money from bank, and she's supposed to pay. And then what happened was she was there 1 year after Lama passed away, and then she has business. There was one nun, N. She passed away now quite a long time ago. Quite a number of years ago. So she helped her business, and I think she made maybe $100 million. I think they came in the American Time magazine. So after that, the Lama after took a sickness, their heart. So that's in our ordinary people's view. So the Kasure, then she didn't have time for 2 months looking after Lama, hospitals, all other things. So the things got stuck, clothing got stuck Bombay, $100,000 clothing got stuck Bombay. And then she, Anila left, because I think she didn't get enough to thank all Kasure. She was treated sort of family member, sort of. Anyway, she left. So then she hired a new person. So lost a lot of money, and then the house, unable to buy the house, then got to the bank. Because I borrowed money from bank, so I think the bank got the house. And so later, one old couple bought the house. So I went there one time, in the house. So these old people, the feng shui of the house is very bad. So the old couple, you see, from all the people, all the families around, complained them. And even after, that is a house on the top of the mountain, down below beach. So straight down below the beach, there's a house. Near the water, there's a house. Even they complained even from down there, they complained the old couple there living the same house. So that's unbelievable. So anyway, so when after Lama passed away, so Jeki was I think the only one who knows, or Lama told. So, of course I know, but so Deputy Son, which came to America, I invited from Switzerland, from Geshe Sopa Monastery. The Lama took paralysis, so which came to Haikawa. This is secret Haikawa, not most secret. Secret Haikawa puja, the special puja to relieve the paralysis. So Rinpoche did puja, and then Rinpoche left. So sooner or later, the Lama passed away in Los Angeles. The paralysis kind of didn't last long, went. So then I called Rinpoche again to Bajapani, to the puja, the Lama passed away. So again Rinpoche has come back to America from Switzerland. So Rinpoche was there 1 week or something. So did Kature at the Bajapani, we did Hiruka, Bodhamandala self-initiation, then the Vajrayogini self-initiation. The Lama's holy body was there in the room, I think maybe 3 days or something. Then was taken out in the box. Then Rinpoche did Jangwa. Then Katsura. Yeah, there was Geshe Sopa Rinpoche, and the Rinpoche was there or not? No, maybe not. Rinpoche, not Rinpoche. So Geshe Sopa was there. Maybe the Bajapani resident teacher, King Yajung, his name is Pambaksa. He was there, and Geshe Jalton and some, yes. So we did Hiruka Bodhamandala self-initiation, Vajrayogini self-initiation. I think maybe 3 days wasn't. So you see, after yes, asked Geshe Sopa Rinpoche, the late morning, I think it's late morning or afternoon, after Lama passed away, the New Year, Tibetan New Year morning, 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock, something around that. So late morning or afternoon, I rang Geshe Sopa Rinpoche what to do the Kasure, you can't keep the holy body in the hospital for a long time. So they gave one room to keep for, I don't know, 6 hours or something, I'm not sure what. So Rinpoche said to have to request, please over the meditation at the time of death. So the body has to take away, so you have to ring the bell. So I did that. Then I did, it doesn't need for Lama, but I did, the hair, to pull the hair, which I just did, but the real doesn't. So, but there was one candle backside. I didn't see, but the flames came up. So that the American student, Dorian, Los Angeles, Geshe Jalton's the western side, the main student. So he's a benefactor of the Bajapani. So he comes there when there's initiation or things like that. So he was there, and I think maybe John was there, who's now a monk. So it was there. So he said that when I was doing the prayer, Vajrayogini, to burn Pure Land prayer, so the flame, there was candle flame, from that kind of long flame went up. It said, so So I asked Rinpoche what to do, and then, Switzerland. Yeah, then came to Bajapa, taking Holy Body, went to the, brought to the Geshe Center in Los Angeles, and then from there, by car, Volkswagen or to Bajapani. So in the Bajapani compound, there's a small room inside, so kept there. And there was the ice. So that's right, from the hospital. Then you see, in the evening time, then it was taken to the place with the ice, where they keep the holy body, sort of with the ice and this. So they put it in the very strange, very strange. This is America, but they put it in the animal skin box, kind of very old animal skin box. They put the holy body. They put the lid. So this, I think, this probably do it to all the people. I think this is very strange. Very strange. I mean, reality doesn't need the reality. I mean that. So taking the place. That's what normal people body done. So taking the place, and they put the ice down below, and so they do it themselves. So then the next day, holy body came. So there's ice. So after 3 days or something more or less, then the Tibetan ex-monk from the Gelugpa monastery near about the something, monk, ex-monk. So he was the key person. He knew all the Tibetan, he knew all the normal way how to put the body in keep the legs up, and all other things, you see. So I put the crown, in the deity's custom, the initiation, so same. He knew all to do. So there was John McKay, old student from Bajapani, and then I think maybe one John and so the truth with the ex-monk, then they were inside the room to packing the Lama's holy body. So so we were, Deputy Rinpoche and I were on top of the hill where holy body, this thing, to put Lama's body inside and put offer fire, this thing was built. So we were there. So the Tibetan ex-monk, Losang, so he told Deputy Rinpoche, when he was picking up the holy body, Lama's holy body was like totally alive. There's no hard, there's no kind of hardened, you see. So usually, before you die, your body becomes like wood, a piece of wood laying down on the body. Everything becomes hard, so hard. I saw the other dead body dying in front of me. So it became like that, the Tibetan, I saw the India told. So anyway, so he said, Lama's holy body is like alive. We took up from the ice, you see, flexible, like not dead. He was very surprised. He told his own son with it. And then only when his Lama's legs put like this, then he was tying. Then only that time, then the bodhicitta came out. He said, only that time, then bodhicitta seed, the sperm came out. But he said, he told his son, it has a, he said, it has such a terrible smell. He said, it has such terrible smell. He says, doing so sorry. He was totally surprised. Because he believed that, you see, there was ice and when he was picking up the holy body, you see, but hands alive. I mean, like exactly nothing like alive, not concrete. So he was so surprised. Only that time, then Bodhicitta seed came out. So that means Lama's mind is meditation. Even bringing back car from Geshe from the place, I don't know what you call it, from there to Geshe place, then from there all the way up to Bajapani, from Los Angeles, all the way up to Bajapani. And then they were through the days. So you see, Lama's mind was meditation. So she didn't have final death. You see, consciousness leaving the body didn't happen. So he was very surprised. Only then Bodhicitta seed came out. So that is a sign. Only then that, because the legs put up, then the consciousness left. So I did, Jigga was very worried, and I did mention to Rinpoche, what the Lama said, that he would meditate for 1 year if all the students come to meditate about Drupachastapa. So Rinpoche said, it's only Deshan Lama's gurus, like that, only Lamas in Tibet, there's only few who kept the holy body. And because Lama didn't have the kind of the reputation in the Tibetan society, like that is great mentor, great. It's really, yes, great mentor who has a realization life, even in the view of, and even ordinary view of us, we ordinary people's view, yes, but you see, it doesn't show that. Lama's meditation was resting like this, laying down. Particularly I took after lunch, at maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. This is Lama's meditation session. So other people think sleeping with the heart. Oh, like that, you see, that, you see, so in Nepal, couple before Lama, moved to Delhi and in America. So one day the Lama's friend, the Yangtze Rinpoche's father, the Tsangla Yangtze Rinpoche's father, Champatile came up. There's a Lama same class in Tibet. So this is a very good friend. The family, we took many times in the house and stayed there to puja. So Lama he was there in the afternoon. So Lama didn't get to do meditation. These 2 hours or the sleeping or it was the meditation session. So then Lama was very. It's like you lost. Lama said, "Oh, I missed my meditation. The meditation session. Sleep or the." It's like you lost, I don't know, $100,000 or I don't know, $100,000 or $1 billion or $100,000. You lost like that. Some people, business people, see, you lost, you feel much regret, like that. So today I missed. Oh, I didn't get the sleeping, or I don't remember what it was. So just one session, and that's the day. I didn't get done. It's a very quite regret, sure aspect. So during that time, Lama went one day to take a rest or do meditation on the Kapan Hill. That was where I did retreat. It's built by Dita, not the Dita who was ex-monk, no, not that Dita, who was there. He built a house for him. He was supposed to build a stupa there. But he said, in order to build a stupa, the person who's building the stupa has to have a house. So he collected around the Kapan mountain all the pieces of things, and the pieces of things he collected. Then he built a small house up there. So I did it there 2 times. And then first one during the Lama's time. Then afterwards, after a long time, then they 5 days in. So it's a very nice house. He has the most light. We all don't have that much. He has several lights in his small room. So anyway, so Lama one day went there. One afternoon, went there to take a rest or the meditation order. So then, I think Nujin Zimara came to offer heart to Lama. He told me, Nujin Zimara, I think for Tibet will be important. From some year, so he came to offer heart, the pumping heart, to Lama. Yeah, Lama told me that. Maybe I didn't push, didn't make so it didn't happen so clear to explain to Rinpoche. And so I did say, Lama said this, and so the Rinpoche didn't even though the other people, the learned people, means other people complained to me. Rinpoche said, Geshe Sopa if I keep the Lama's holy body, because the Lama didn't have the title in the Tibetan society, so you see what happens is some monks' bodies kept, then you see then kind of for other learned people in Tibet, in Tibetan society, they complain, so about that. So it's unknown. Lama is a great practitioner. In Tibetan society, not known. So Tibetan society, they complain to Lama. Because business people, business person, or this and that, they complain. This is what they see from outside. This is what they see from outside. They don't know what Lama is. They really don't know. So majority of the people, and the Lama's guru, Geshe and those scriptures, they know. They know, realization, all that, you see. But like that. So, but in the Tibetan society, some of the monks, they can do more faith to me, kind of about nothing. Nothing, my mind is the empty container, the empty container, the walls, things, empty container. My mind is in the entertainment, but you see, they press me and This repression Lama, total wrong view. Very funny. So like that. So anyway, but you see, that's what happened. Business or business monk or some, different things. But then you see later, the Geshes from Baksa. So the many Geshes, they here from South India, who become Geshes of India. But you see, from Baksa, the original many Geshes from Baksa, we invite in the West, so the centers to teach Dharma. So they, they learned it, and so they saw how difficult it is to teach Western people. Not easy. So even not skillful, they run away. In Spain, I was in Spain. Sorry, I was struggling. I was in Spain, and I treated the people like America, talk like that. So, you see, in Spain, a city, the big city, I'm forgotten. I forgot the big city. Barcelona. Yeah, there's one center of Kanchen Rinpoches. So the first time they invited, so there's a lady there, she organized the talk. Many people came, but you see, after 5 minutes, people leave. I talk, after 5 minutes, people leave. The people leaving, coming, leaving, coming. That anyway, then after that, then you see, then really appreciate Lama Yeshe, really appreciate, because not easy to teach Dharma in the West. So you need a lot of skill. It's not skill is one thing, but maybe karma also. So then everybody, many people, many lamas in Tibetan society or the Sarakatara, then they appreciate Lama Yeshe. Then really appreciate Lama Yeshe. Really appreciate Lama Yeshe there. Like that happened. Oh yeah, you have to. I'm just telling. What happened? Really appreciate. Like that. So anyway, okay, that's what this is. I don't know why I'm talking about the Lama. Yeah, I think so. It didn't happen. What Lama wanted, so it didn't happen exactly. So that the Lama was a meditation. You see, consciousness did not left the meditation. So only when he moved the legs and things, then the seed came out, and then that time left. So, Kasure. Yeah, but the Vajrasattva, Kapan did continuously day and night. The different people change. Maybe a couple of monks, but also maybe Western, I think. And Tushita also did. I think they did. In the Mahamudra Center, they did. I think maybe 1 year, I'm not sure. Osling did also. Maybe not everyone did 1 year, but not every center. So many centers did, but not every center. So tied to that. So all the students coming to one place to do 1 year, that's, I think, a bit difficult. Yeah, I think it is a situation or something. So that's okay. That's it. The legitimate GSUC 중세 시행하되 okay. 태양 상계 점된데 지든 줄 거반. 심지어는 거외 동안에 저때 타바다 저집에 살러 거외 체 관할에 신의 마치신. Thank you, Shila said that. Tangs, even that, Sangatum, the Guru Shechem, you see. So I already explained last time the Jam then de. So then you see all the qualities. So Sangatum, the Jidin purpose descending in this world. So is to liberate the sentient beings from the samsara sufferings and to lead the state of omniscience. Only that. Only purpose. Only that. There's no other purpose. Only for the sentient to the last thing, to bring to a state of omniscience. 태양 돌에 사 tunnan 디버치 메주신 도에 동안 자기 미셀은 이 떠와셔라 보면데 증이 때문에 초주스. Then he related to the sutra. The mighty ones, means Buddhas, mighty ones, dibachi meditation do not wash nirkama by water. Doe 동안 자기 미셀은 the suffering of the sentient, suffering of the transmigratory beings are not eliminated by the hand. Like, by taking one ton, then you take out by the finger, see, by hand. So not like that. Also third one, Buddha's his own realization transplant in others. His own realization, not like that, not in the way. Only by revealing, showing the ultimate nature truth. Only by that, then sentient beings get liberated from samsara. Yeah. So this is Buddha's way, liberate us sentient beings from samsara, from the oceans of samsara suffering. Shesung Buddha is like that. Sangjeju Duje Due Tapsu Chubung Jiri Shitong the Tapa Sung Jangus. For the method to subdue the sentient beings who are objective were subdued by Buddha. Then Buddha, you see, Chubun Jiri Shitong Tapa Sung Jang. So Buddha taught what is the known as the 84,000 teachings. Buddha taught. But this is the basis of all that teaching. Tetamjiki shizata teachings. Talking about the will of the teaching. So basis of all that what Buddha has taught is 84,000 teachings. Sangyen Tomar Sungpa Chöni. The very first Dharma Buddha has taught is Denbashi Langdro Chidawashin Tumbe Chuju Kolo Tangboshi Yonsu Chabadini in Las. That is the first will of Dharma, revealing practice and abandonment of the Four Noble Truths. Exactly. What is known, the first rule of Dharma. This one. Dini dodi jele, nene shacha, ne june bangcha la, dene topcha, many temper chawatars. Dungal judan, teko bata, tishinlam, shacha bangcha rikbasa, temper cha, shesungwatas. Then Geshe refer to material the teaching ornamental sutra. After I don't know how to translate that. Kandisyuru, Tudikin, Kandisyuru. Oh. Kandisyuru.
Ornament of sutra. Ornament of sutra.
Oh.
Ornament of sutra.
Sutra.
Ornament of sutra. Sejik.
So, yeah, I don't know how to translate that. So, ornament of the sutra. Neni shecha, nei june pangcha las. The medieval said, Neni shecha, the disease is what is to be known. The disease is what is to be known. Nei june pangcha las. The cause of sickness is what to be abandoned. Dene topcha, many temper towards us, dene topcha. So the happiness, peace, happiness is what is to be achieved. And that means after you recover from disease, that peace, happiness. So happiness is what is to be achieved. Many temper toward us, the medicine is to follow, to take it to the medicine, what to follow. You take the medicine. Like that, dungal jodang, teko batang, tejinlam, shinche pangchir. So like that. The suffering and the cause. So previous one's example, you see. Now the meaning, suffering and the cause, the cessation of that, like that the path. So shecha pangcha rigba chashi. So that means for suffering is to be known, and the cause is to be abandoned. Shecha pangcha rigba cha. Ribucha, cessation of the suffering. So that is to be achieved, I guess, to be experienced, to be achieved. Path, teaching Lam, like that, the path. So that is to be followed. So you take the medicine, you follow the prescription, so that, you follow the path here. Shesungwata like that. Pena jidina, nener takwe yongsibi nebanam, nere tenju tawala, Example, in the world, the patient who is completely possessed by very strong, very vicious, very vicious, very strong sicknesses, experiencing sickness, but so strong. Then their patients to be free forever. To be free forever from the disease, then first you have to first you have to recognize the essence of sickness and the shortcomings of sickness. After that, where the disease came from. The cause, you need to look for the cause. You need to find the cause from where the disease came. Teje ne judang jebale tendo tawa doba jeba na te tapsu men samada member keba sushe tene ne judang jebale sangda toba teishins. After that, when you generate wish to liberate forever from the disease and the cause of the disease, forever, free from that forever. For that method, for that method, then profound medicine and skillful doctors, you follow them correctly, then you completely recover totally from the sickness and the cause of sicknesses. So like that. So compassion Buddha also to the sentient beings who have been experiencing suffering of samsara. For them, in order to know essence of samsara suffering and the shortcomings of that, then Buddha taught. Therefore, Buddha taught, resolve true suffering. Then Buddha taught, then from where the suffering came, the cause, the karma and the delusion. Then as a Buddha taught to abandon the true cause, to abandon. Then Buddha taught the cause, the all-rising true truth. Unjung Tenpa Nyi, the true suffering, true cause suffering. The Kunjung Tenpa Nyibar Sung, Kunjung Tenpa Nyibar Sung. So Buddha taught all-rising truth, the cause of suffering, the karma and delusion on. So that is a second truth Buddha taught. You see, Teje Dungan Yudang, Teje Dungan Yudang Jebale, Tawa Dawala. Teje Dungan Yudang Jebale, Tabala. Dabajeti, Tetobam, Mundu Chavichi, Rugoden, de Subarden. So after that, to generally wish to free from this suffering, including the cause. So to achieve that liberation, to achieve that, to actualize that, then Dyogo, then the subordinates. So the result, the true cessation of suffering is third truth. And Teje Tavatopche Lamyi Remano Gomar Chavi Chir Tabe Tapsum, Tabe Tapsum, Lamdente, to Lamdente, to Shibar Sunga indeed. Lamdente, so Lamden, te tu Shibar Sunga indeed. So in order to meditate the graduate path, which makes to achieve the liberation. Therefore, the method to achieve liberation, or the cause of the cause of liberation, the true path, then that is taught in the fourth time, as fourth truth, fourth time. So in sutra, from sutra, Jinyi Dunga Pabe Dembao says so. It is mentioned the suffering is the truth of the Arya being. So that is so Geshe Sopa. So then also the similar to that mentioned by Buddha. They also cause of suffering and so there, Dungan Shepherdcha, Kunjung Bangwacha, suffering is to be known. Kunjung is all rising, the cause to be abandoned. Gobang the just cessation of suffering to be actualized. Lam Gomba Chas, path is to meditate upon, Geshe Sopa, so extensively taught by Buddha. Tatara Jagan Hachila Sopa, Divudunga Yidamata, Leda Nyamala Sopa, Leda Nyamala Sopa, Kora Kojiki Nju, Kunju Dembache, Kora Devajuni Dembanitan. Tatara Jagan Hachila Sopa. So like that, the birth, old age, sickness, death, so what do it. The result, true suffering. That is the result, true suffering. And let the Yamala Saba call Kochik, Jukunja, Tembachi, call to Jundik, Tembanitang. So karma ended the Myanmar delusion. Is the cause. What makes to a circle? What makes to a circle in samsara? So the Kasuri, the Kunju Temba, that all rising truth. So this second truth, the cause and result, the second truth of the cause result that depend on samsara. So the true truth depends on samsara. See, call it tabeju go denam yang dedan te topjige tab lami dembanam GSUC. The nirvana was the cessation of suffering, the result, that which is the result, liberated from samsara. Then, what makes the what makes to achieve that nirvana? That is nirvana. What makes to achieve that? The true path. So all those the Buddha taught is general. And particularly human being. From life to life, from life to life others. Being under the control of karma and delusion, uninterruptedly, uninterruptedly get reborn, uninterruptedly take the rebirth. In samsara. Then that's how the sentient beings circle in the samsara, circle in the samsara. Lenyen divada jeba sebes, koala tatunam, shiba, tumbe chitu, tende la juni lujung, lujung tang, lungdo tsamba kanye sungbares. So, by seizing the result, by seizing the karma and delusion and the result, the cause, the karma and delusion, and the result, true suffering. The result is the true suffering. So, by seizing all that, then call it Tatsu Nam. Then, in that way, then you get liberated from samsara. Then, to show these details, then therefore, the 12 dependent rising, 12 dependent related limb, 12 dependent related limb, Tende Latuni. So explained Lujung, explained according to the evolution of that. So so Lung Dok then so sorry. Yeah. So then to see the true cause of suffering, the birth, old age, sickness, and death. So by seeing that, seeing that depends on seeing the cause of suffering. So it goes like that, you see. So the two is explained. How the suffering rises, the how to stop, So to stop suffering, you to stop the cause suffering, that you see. To exercise the suffering, they have to exercise three parts. So this is the first time dependent arising. Number temper Solu Jambu Shijabi, Tabajabu, Dosol, Jatiris, Tayang, Solu Jambu Dolani. I think maybe I stop here. Sorry. Yeah. So these are taught. So these are dependent arising. The first one, dependent arising. First one. Then number then explaining details about it, called that Sutra of the LZR path. Then extensively taught about it. In the text called planting the seed, planting the green plant in the earth with the to grow.
Fertilizer.
So this minor teaching, so for this minor teaching is extensive taught. So then of course what the Sarvajana Buddha says. So I start, yeah. Okay, so then I do tomorrow, that's depending, see. So this one I've been planning to speak to you a long time. So that's I was carried this. So it's very important to learn a will of life. That very, very so important. So important. Sorry. for your own kasure. How to be free from samsara. And, that means also to, that's the first thing, to achieve enlightenment after that. So, stood here and kasure. What did you take it away? So we do some prayer, and the king of the prayer, after the king of the prayer, there's the Kimball's, King Island Kimball's mother passed away. He was sick some days ago. I got named sick, very sick. But today she passed away. His mother, Elva Caudilly, 5:30 passed away. So we're going to do the king of prayer, that, and then all the kasure. With the Chitta motivation in the beginning, then particularly who trusts me, whom I promised to pray for, whose name is given to me, they will do all that. Okay? So can prayer on that. Then new generous cushion.
당법 친절. 친절 당법을 king of prayers. 상주 가능은.
잠재.
상주는 돼.
잠재 냐고 당합니다.
So the first of the projector on page 284. 가도 되잖아요. 러자 여봐도잖아요. 가도 되잖아요. So first maybe the self-generation on page 311. Rāñi-ge, jī-ge, bē-ndu-je, jī-je, shē-je, chā-ñi-ge, chū-gu-dān, tō-pa-rā-zē-mbē, kō-rē-shē-mbā-yō, ō-mō-rē-dē-gu-chē-tā-nā-nā-ōm, ō-mō-sāmbā-wā-shē-du-sā-wā-dā-mā-sāmbā-wā-shē-du, hāng, tō-mē-ngā-nē-yā-nē-nō-rā-nē-mē, mā-nē-mē-gu-ki-wu-sum-ge-dē, ā-rē-jī-wē-tō-wā-kā-wā-dē, nā-ndu-chā-ngā-ndu-jē-ngā, Back to page 284.